So, welcome to my channel. It's first thing in the morning. It is after 7 o'clock. So, I have about a couple minutes before I got to get to work. But I did want to get on because I thought it would be helpful to share how I meditate. So, last night, or just in general, like since I was younger, I really didn't know uh, planned meditations or whatever, but I've always had a big imagination. I always read books and traveled in my mind to different places and I guess different realms in the world. So, last night I was just meditating and I just been so exhausted. And I guess that's why you have to plan time to actually meditate. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself not meditating, not thinking your highest creative thoughts that God designed you to think. So in my meditation, I guess my ultimate goal right now is to be a homeowner. Like my house here is very beautiful, but I don't own it. So, of course, like I said, me and my girlfriends, we're in that age where we're in our 30s, early 30s. But nowadays, early 30-year-old people want to be homeowners compared to our parents who didn't become homeowners until later on in life. But I guess that's why my meditation has been so heavy driven towards my home. So the reason why I guess I'm driven there is because it's on my vision board for this year to become a homeowner or, in the near future. So when I close my eyes, I kind of do my breathing and I usually do maybe five in for five, hold for two, out for five. And that's just like a basic, like if you're at your desk and or if you're in your car or in a grocery store, that's just one you can just practice right away. So it doesn't take me a long time to get into my meditation. And I know I made another video that sometimes I envision myself like on a yellow brick road. And I was listening to Latoya on yesterday, and she was saying how she was listening to an interview with Oprah, and Oprah was interviewing Maya Angelou. And Maya Angelou had mentioned that the best advice she had gave to her child was to never let anybody go to where your spiritual person is inside of you and taint that person or give that person negative vibes or whatever, because that's the place that you need to go to inside of yourself in order to get to a deep meditative state. And for like I said, for me, it doesn't take me long to get there. I could be there like that because I've been practicing since I was a young girl, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I was just like in a dream state or something like that, or using your imagination, as people tell children to do a lot. So last night when I got into my meditative state, and like I said, I've been very, very tired, but like when I get to the house in my meditation, like I start off like at my grandfather's property that he had when he was alive, and then I'm in my meditation is his house, but I put myself in the meditation physically. So I open the door and it's my house. So when I step on the steps, it's like a nice porch because I always want a nice porch in my house. And when I open the door, I see some stairs. And then when I go in, my mom is there. And of course, if this is your first time on my channel, my mom has transitioned, but she is always in my meditation, like popping up. And I always ask, I guess, God and the angelic world to take it slow with me. So I have not asked her to step into my dreams. So I only see her in a meditative state because to me, dreams are so real for me because I know I'm sort of like a dreamer. That's like one of my gifts as well, to a lot of things come to me in my dream. Like I was saying, when I was woken up by the angelic field one night at like 3:33, things like that happen. And so when I open up in my meditation, she's there and she's like, "Come on in. This is your house." And when I go inside the house physically, like in an awakened stage, not a meditative stage. Like I'll already know when I get to the property of my house before I purchase it. Like I've already been there. I know what the inside look like. It's the only details that I would know that that is the house. Because you, like, even this apartment that I'm in now, before I got here, I had already came here in a meditative state. So I guess they say dreams do come real. It is true. Like if you put your mind on what you want in life, or just allow God to show you visions and dreams and wonders and things like that, it really will come true. So when I walked into this apartment, before I knew it was going to be my apartment, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be my place." And 11, the lady was telling me it was 11 other applicants, because it was during COVID when I transitioned to my new apartment, and she was saying that it was 11 applicants on the home, and you know, it was kind of least likely that I would get it because I was the 12th applicant searching for this one home. And I was like, well, okay, well, I pretty much can sign the lease now, but based off of like the steps that you want me to do, I could just follow your steps or whatever. And she was like, wow, you are really confident. And I just kind of, laughed it off or whatever. I was like, yeah, as soon as I walked in the door, I knew this was going to be my house. I have a video of my daughter already talking about like where her stuff is going to be in her room, and it's actually in the same places that she visualized it being as well. So your children do have your same gifts that you have, or you can teach your children to do this at an early age. Age appropriate information, I always suggest. But like in your meditation, you can ask your angels and ancestors and God to meet you there. And it is true. Like you get your most creative ideas. Because somebody else asked me, well, how do you come up with a channel and how do you know what to talk about? Like I would do a channel, but I just don't know how many topics I have to talk about. Like in my phone, like I literally can just scroll like and keep scrolling up and down my phone of all the things that come to me in this particular place. Like in my meditative state or in my prayer state, I always just get downloads and downloads of information to share on my channel. But I just wanted to get on to encourage you guys to do meditate, because like it's comforting to me to be able to go to a meditative state or angelic realm or field or whatever and visit with my mom. Like you never know who's going to show up or what you're going to see, but you have to set the time aside. And I usually do it first thing in the morning, and really really late at night after my daughter go to sleep. I try to have her in the bed by 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and I guess between like 10:30 and 11:30 or something like that, that's when I try to like start relaxing and having Jessica time. So if you make time, then you will be able to get those creative thoughts, and you'll be able to get different visions that God had for you in your life, and you'll be able to prosper and move forward and get the next step. Like just before I got on this video, I asked, I just sat here and I sat in silence because, like I said, I'm on my way out the door for work in a few minutes, but I just sat here in a couple minutes of silence. I lit like a Bath and Body Works candle over here, and I asked God, well, what do you want me to get on my video and say? Because I have all these things in my phone, but God just, Holy Spirit just said, get on here and tell them about how you meditate. So I was obedient. That's what I did. And I'm glad I did meditate last night, because it was very comforting, like I said, to be able to go into a meditative state or angelic realm and visit with my mom and go to my granddad's property. And I don't physically like see myself in my meditative state. I'm not seeing myself do these things. I'm actually doing these things. I'm opening the door. I'm walking up the steps of my new house. I am going to see this pantry that my mom was so excited to show me. Like, oh, here's that pantry you wanted. And then my stove is like going to be a certain way. Like, it's so many details that only you, like deja vu. That's how you have it. It's just like you've been there before. So when I go to the house, just like when I came to this apartment in a meditative state, the same way. When I go to my house, it's gonna be the same exact experience. Like I'm gonna be like, this is deja vu. I've been here before. Um, so yeah, that's very comforting for me to be able to relax and debrief and go to a different realm, or just a meditative state, if that's how far you can go. But I just wanted to jump on and share my meditation practices. God bless.